How's it going, everybody? Great to be back. A lot of memories. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about a really big important issue that kind of influences all of us with all of our climbing exploits, and that's outdoor rock climbing. So last fall I actually went and gave a presentation in the Gunks, and I presented about how important youth climbing is to reaching out and being a part of the outdoor climbing community. So we're going to talk about, excellent, let's go DJ, outdoor climbing. Alright, so how many of you like to go outdoor climbing? Yeah? Come on. How many of you love going outdoor climbing? Yeah, alright, that's what I thought. Okay, so I have a question. What is the best outdoor climbing crag in the US? We don't know yet. We're going to have a competition to find out. This is going to be legit. We're going to have a winner, right? Alright, so it's going to be by show of applause. We're going to go first crag up from the West Coast. Bishop! Alright, not too bad. How about back my own home crag? Alright, that wasn't so bad either. How about you Colorado people, Rocky Mountain National Park? That was weak. Okay. How about South people, Chattanooga? Some form, yeah? Alright. Kentucky, Red River Gorge? Yeah! Last but not least, Waco Tanks. Pretty close second. I'd have to say Red River Gorge. Clear victory. Okay. Now that we've established that, I think we're going to move on to the next question. So, no matter what crag, Red River Gorge is most popular. So, I want you to think of your absolute favorite crag in the entire world. Picture that right now. Keep it in your mind. And now imagine. Next slide. What if it was closed forever? Just think about that, right? This is a real issue, and it's something we need to address. It's really, really important because a lot of crags have the potential of being closed very soon. AJ. Alright, so that is me. Hard to believe, right? It's taken yesterday. Just kidding, I was 6 years old. So this is at Castle Rocks in California. This is my very first ever outdoor climb, and it means a lot to me. I've lived there, for 18 years. I've climbed there so many times, and recently, about 2 years ago, it was scheduled for closure, and that was a really big impact on me because I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. There was a lot of questions like, it's going to be closed, like what's going to happen? We don't really know. Luckily, there was a giant donation that was put up from a couple different funders, and it was able to keep open, but this is a really, really important issue. A lot of crags these days have the potential to be closed because of access issues. So, we're going to take a fact from the Access Fund webpage. So, about 20%, 1 in 5 climbing areas in the United States today are threatened by access issues. This is a very real thing, and I want to make sure that you guys are all aware of this because I love outdoor climbing. It looks like you guys love outdoor climbing as well, but we need to make sure that we're going outside and doing respectful approaches. Alright, so to realize what the source of this problem is, we need to look at the root of it. So when I went to this presentation last October, Pete Ward actually gave a really, really interesting presentation about how climbing has progressed in the last couple of years. And so the really interesting thing is that according to Rock Gym Pro, which is the online waiver system, so when you go into Rock Gym and you go on an iPad, fill out a waiver, those waivers are being filled out 4,300 times per day by new people. So there's a little bit of translate over from people going from one rock climbing gym to the other, but most of it is birthday parties, Boy Scouts, office exploits. So people are going and trying climbing in the gym 4,300 times per day. That's 4,300 new climbers that we're affecting every single day. It's a huge growth. Climbing is accelerating. So if you extrapolate that point, you get about 7 million climbers in the US. That is a lot of climbers. So if you take that That is more than BMX, kayaking, and surfing combined, which makes climbing the most accessible, yeah, crazy fact. So it makes climbing the most accessible action sport ever. So what that means is that people are going to the gym, trying out climbing for the first time or so, but then going outside, not having any notion of what outdoor climbing is like, and creating a lot of different access issues. So, right here, this is a graph of the population distribution in the United States. So as you can see, the huge areas where people are, climbing and living, they're not in the mountains. They're not in the middle of the state or, anything. They're coming from LA. They're coming from Seattle, New York, Chicago, Dallas. They're coming from cities that they don't have access to the outdoors. Many of them have never even been on a camping trip. So what happens is people will go into the gym and not understand what outdoor climbing is or how to respect the environment. So to lead that on, we're going to do a short little video from our friends at Levin and how this climbing people will go outside and not really understand the little things. So try and look out for people who are going to be doing different things that might not be considered good in the outdoors.
We stop real quick. I need to get out the sandwich, coffee, and some chips. I have one, and somewhere in the car, I think. Or wait, just hold on a second. All I brought was climbing shoes and flip-flops. So this sucks. Oh, I gotta poop. Oh. Yeah, can somebody unlock this? I forgot my pad.
Alright, before we continue, the male and female junior results are posted, so go check them out on YouTube. Alright, so continuing. Alright, so there's a couple different things that will lead to cracks being close, and this is a very real thing. So as you saw from the video, there's a couple of things that the guy was doing that were not good with the outdoors. So we're going to go through a couple different things and go through the kind of cause and effect of what happens if you do each of these things. So if you litter, it leads to visual impact, which then leads to angry landowners or angry, park services, which then leads to no climbing. So the next one, tick marks. If you don't erase your tick marks after you're done, that will lead to another visual impact, which then again leads to angry landowners, which then leads to no climbing. Again, trail cutting. So going off trail, trying to make it shortcut or get through the trail, that all leads to erosion, soil compacting, trampling. That will lead to the plants not being able to grow back. Angry landowners, no climbing. You guys see a picture here? Pretty obvious. So here's a couple things you guys can do. So when you're going on a climbing trip, make sure you plan ahead. Go and research the climbing area you're going to. Find out what the key details are, if there's any access issues, things you need to bring separately, if there's a time of year you can't go, maybe there's peregrine falcon nesting. These are all really important things that you should all research before you go. Also stick to marked trails. Again, trail erosion is a very, very important thing we need to avoid and make sure the trails are okay for the rest of the people that go there. Leave no trace. This is probably the most important thing. So this goes back to tick marks, leaving trash, cleaning up after your own waste, just everything that you go and you bring there, pack it in, pack it out. That's probably the most important thing you can do. And the last thing is be an ambassador for our sport. You guys are all at nationals. This is the national championships. You guys are already ambassadors for our sport. So it doesn't matter how old, young you are, if your parents, anything. If you see people out there disrespecting nature, not cleaning up after themselves, playing really loud music, step up, say something. And it will be really, really important that you guys do this because you are the future of climbing. Plain and simple. You guys will be leading our climbing sport into the next generation, and you guys are the ones that will be able to come in and make sure climbing will survive in the United States. And thank you very much. That's about it.
Give it up for Josh Levin. It's so cool that he's out here doing this. It seems like it was just minutes ago that you were wowing us on the stage, but now you're wowing us even more with your adult life. Thanks, Josh.